She didn't walk into the room and announce herself. She didn't post every thought online. She didn't beg for attention. And yet, every single person in that room felt her presence. What does she know that most women don't? Today, we're uncovering the 7 silent habits of truly confident women, the ones nobody talks about, but everybody notices. Stay until number 4. It will completely change how you carry yourself.
Confidence isn't loud. Real confidence doesn't need to be. The most magnetic women in any room aren't the ones talking the most. They're the ones who have mastered the art of silence, boundaries, and self-possession. These 7 habits, they're not taught in school, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. Let's begin.
Habit number 1. She lets silence do the talking. Most people rush to fill awkward silences. They over-explain, they justify, they apologize for things that don't even need an apology. But a confident woman, she pauses. When someone says something disrespectful, she doesn't fire back immediately. She takes a breath, she looks at them calmly, and that silence, it says everything. It says, I heard you, and I am not rattled. There's enormous power in not reacting, because your reaction is what people use to measure your emotional state. No reaction? They can't read you, and that is deeply unsettling for people who are hoping to destabilize you. Practice this. The next time someone challenges you, wait 3 full seconds before responding. You'll feel the shift in power immediately.
Habit number 2. She says no without writing a novel about it. How many times have you said, I'm so sorry, I would love to, but I have this thing, and also my cousin is visiting, and I just feel terrible saying no, but... Sound familiar? Confident women don't do that. They say, that doesn't work for me. And then they stop talking. No guilt, no 12-paragraph explanation, no performance of suffering so the other person feels okay about being told no. Because here's the truth. When you over-explain your no, you're silently communicating that you need their approval. And confident women don't need approval. They need alignment. If your no requires a lawyer's brief to be respected, that's information about the relationship, not about you.
Habit number 3, she is deeply comfortable in her own company. There is nothing more magnetic than a woman who genuinely enjoys being with herself. She can sit at a restaurant alone, and it looks like a choice, not a punishment. She can spend a Friday night in, and it feels like luxury, not loneliness. Why does this matter? Because how you feel about yourself when no one is watching shows. It seeps into the way you walk, the way you speak, the decisions you make. Women who are uncomfortable alone tend to accept less than they deserve, in friendships, in relationships, in work, simply because they fear the silence of being without. But a woman who loves her own company, she's never desperate, she's never settling, she's selecting, and people feel that difference. Habit number 4, and this is the one I promised you. She speaks to herself like someone she actually respects. This is the most silent habit of all, because it happens entirely inside your own mind. Most women would never say to a friend, "You're so stupid. You always mess things up. You're not good enough for this." And yet they say it to themselves, daily. Confident women have learned to interrupt that voice, not by pretending everything is perfect, not by toxic positivity, but by choosing a different internal language. Instead of, "I can't do this," "I haven't figured this out yet." Instead of, "I'm so ugly today," "My body is doing its best." Instead of, "Nobody cares about me," "I am building a life worth caring about." The way you speak to yourself in private becomes the energy you broadcast in public. This is where confidence is actually built, not in the gym, not in the mirror, not in the outfit, in the conversation you have with yourself at 2 a.m. when everything feels hard.
Habit number 5. She observes more than she performs. In a world obsessed with being seen, the confident woman is busy seeing. She walks into a room and doesn't immediately start performing, laughing louder than necessary, seeking validation, checking who's watching. Instead, she watches. She listens. She takes note. And because of this, she knows more than people expect. She understands dynamics others miss. She picks up on what people don't say, which is often more important than what they do say. This quiet observation is a superpower. It means she's never caught off guard. She's never naive about people's intentions. She's rarely surprised because she paid attention from the beginning. The loudest person in the room is usually hearing the least. The quietest, she's collecting everything.
Habit number 6. She protects her energy without making it a scene. Confident women know something that takes most people years to learn. Not everyone deserves access to you. And removing that access doesn't require a confrontation, an announcement, or a dramatic exit. It looks like quietly reducing how much you share with people who misuse your vulnerability, excusing yourself from conversations that drain you, not attending every argument you're invited to, letting some relationships simply fade without guilt. There's a version of boundary setting that's loud and performative, and then there's the confident woman's version, which is simply rearranging who has proximity to her peace. No explanation, no announcement, just a quiet, consistent protection of what matters.
Habit number 7, the one that ties everything together. She has stopped waiting for permission. Permission to start. Permission to be seen. Permission to take up space. Permission to be proud of herself. Permission to move on. Somewhere along the way, many women were taught, subtly, consistently, to wait. Wait until you're ready. Wait until it's perfect. Wait until someone tells you that you're good enough. Confident women decided to stop waiting. They started the business before they felt ready. They left the relationship before they had someone else lined up. They wore the dress before they lost the weight. They raised their hand before they knew the full answer, because they understood something essential. Confidence isn't something you find. It's something you practice, imperfectly, daily, in small moments that nobody sees. And that's the whole point of today's video. These 7 habits happen in silence, in private, in the choices nobody claps for, but they build the woman that everyone notices. So there you have it. 7 things confident women do, quietly, consistently, without needing anyone to notice. Which one resonated with you the most? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this video added something to your day, share it with a woman in your life who carries more power than she realizes. And if you're new here, welcome. This channel is called Her Quiet Power for a reason, because the most powerful thing about you might just be the part the world hasn't seen yet. See you in the next one. Yellow.